When venom spewed, she turned it into elixir. When the world turned unlovely, she left beauty in the world. She left them her poetry. Hello, everyone. I'm Mehzabeen Hussain from Assam, India. At the very onset, I wish you all a very happy Diwali. I thank Prasanna Kumar and the Fertile Brains for inviting me for this solo recital. Before I begin reading my poems, I would like to share a bit about myself and my journey as a poet. I started writing when I was 7 or 8 years of age. My first poem was about a black rose, maroonish black rose that I saw in my school's garden. And I was absolutely captivated by it. I came home and wrote a few lines on it about how happy I was to see it in my diary, and that thus began my journey. Throughout my school years, I wrote poems for local newspapers like Assam Tribune, Telegraph, Sentinel, as well as for my school's Wall magazine. During my undergrad studies, I served as the president of the sociology department, and I was also the editor of both the college and the hostel magazine of Lady Shriram College under Delhi University. Apart from being the editor, I, along with my best friend Smitana Saikia, we started the Assamese section in the LSR College magazine. I used to represent my college in inter-college writing competitions, creative writing competitions, and I used to win quite a few of those competitions. While my academic background in sociology satisfied my intellectual curiosity with text and theories ranging from colonial to postmodern, and also helped me see things from a very nuanced gender perspective, my creative side thrived through poetry, theater, and dance. I'm a trained classical dancer and hold a diploma in acting. I have acted in many plays, series, and movies, and till now, I have written 5 books and have contributed to many anthologies. My work has been published in India as well as USA, also by the University of Vienna and Malaysia, and also in Dominican Republic. As I grew older, I faced a lot of discrimination based on my gender, my ethnicity, and as I evolved, my poems evolved too. And they covered themes like love, nature, political dissent, and eventually it became a means of advocacy for me for women's rights, minorities' rights, and it became my voice against discrimination of any sort. My journey as a poet would be incomplete without acknowledging who I am as a person and how I became this way. I identified myself as a liberal, progressive, and a feminist poet. Discrimination based on any caste, class, gender, or age was not tolerated in my household, was not tolerated by my parents, and I became a product of that school of thought. And those were the values that were inculcated in me and my brother by my parents from a very young age. And so some things came naturally to me because of that upbringing. In short, my poetry embodies themes of dignity, compassion, equality, and humanity. I staunchly advocate for women's rights and write about love, as well as against bigotry, prejudices, discrimination, war, and hate. By large, these are the themes that I keep writing about. And also, I write about everyday experiences of women that are otherwise taken for granted. I believe in the beauty and significance of everyday experiences as a woman and also as a human being, and my work reflects that. I love writing love poems, trying to experience and make sense of different flavors of love. I'm a romantic at heart. And finally, I would say that I write because I feel I must. It is my calling. It is my fight as well as my self healing. It is my contribution to the world uh, to remind society and people, and even myself, of the fundamental human values. My poems are my arms and ammunition of resilience. I would like to start this evening with my first poem. This poem is dedicated to all my fellow poets. The name of the poem is We Are the Poets. Who are we? We are the poets, the soul of humankind, historians of silent cries, of stories that dwell in shadows' eyes. We are ink on ancient scrolls, the voice that stirs hidden truth, tracing time with every word in whispers that reach beyond sound. We keep the flame alive, guardians of joy and sorrow. Our stories deepen as well as we tell of battles lost, of love that endures. Who are we? We are the poets, unbound and clear, an echo of all that is human. We capture beauty in morning's light, in petals touched by the sun's breath, a fragile reflection of life dancing on the edges of time. Yet pain moves through our gaze, a shadow that we cannot escape, and in each line we seek release, finding comfort in the words we share. Our purpose lives in the mystery, in truths we feel we cannot say. Each word becomes a bridge for the lost and the unfulfilled. We are the soul's steady drumbeat, where sorrows whisper unseen, where joys rises like wings in quiet and radiant grace. We speak for those who tremble, for voices stilled by fear. We sing the words of those who cannot find their own. Our tools are words and phrases, cutting through the weight of lies. Our pens carve clarity, our ink burns with a sense of justice. With care, we mold what we cannot hold, the fleeting truth beyond expression, wordsmiths weaving life and dust into fragments of time and memory. We carry the weight of the world, its fractured beauty, love, and despair. So we write, and in writing, we survive, seeking comfort in our craft. Who are we? We are the poets, ancient and new, a timeless voice, a chosen few, with hearts open, with minds that see. We are spirit untamed and boundless. Without us, the world would fall silent. Is deepest sorrow left unsaid? The beauty unseen, fleeting as mist. Without poets, the truths we fear, the love we cherish, the wounds we hide, would drift like ghosts, forgotten, unremembered. A world without mirrors, without songs, and emptiness where nothing speaks back. Some mock us, trying to silence our pens, dismiss our words as shadows, calling us dreamers, fragile and lost. But we are stubborn as stone, unyielding as the tide. For every voice that seeks to quiet us, we only grow louder, writing not just to endure but to defy, carving our truth into the world, leaving our marks like scars so that no force can erase us, for we are the poets and we will not be stilled. So this was my first poem. It is dedicated to all my fellow poets because I have immense respect for poetry and anyone who does anything to preserve poetry in the world. So my second poem, it's called Gift of Immortality. Take the remnants of my blood, strip me down to bare bones, dissolve my skin. Still love remains, transcending decay, an everlasting echo within my soul's soft murmur. You believe you have triumphed with every scar I bear, but love endures within the ache, thriving beneath the deepest wounds, reborn anew in every teardrop. Even as I stumble, I rise within you, for love has rendered you infinite too. What I have offered is untouched by death, and it will linger beyond my final resting place. Not immortal through body or shape, but in the whispers of my long forgotten breaths, the way my name lingers in your thoughts, a gentle murmur that defies even that. Though I may have departed, I exist in you, a lover tethered by this reality. For what you sought, I willingly gave. In my absence, you discovered your eternal significance. My next poem is from my book, Midnight Morning, and it's available in more than 150 countries. It's available on Amazon, so you can have a look at it. So I'll read a poem. It's called Midnight Morning. The book is named after this poem. Some nights I stay up late, whispering to my dreams, revisiting sports of sculptured curves, revisiting echoes of peace. I trace my finger over that memory over and over again, like a blind girl braille to read. As the night grows darker, the dance of musings get wilder. From my vein flows heavens of heavens and lights up the night sky with iridescent stars of my silent poems. Some night I stay up late. Another poem from the same book. It's called Home. There was no porch, no home, no address, no mailbox they could call their own. They lived in the in between places, in spaces between day and night, love and friendship, tears and smile, joy and despair, kisses and fight, dreams and nightmares. They lived in the in between places, between breath and death, between rain and fire, between pushing away and hugging, between scream and silence, between departure and arrival, between faith and betrayal. They built their own land between dream and reality, between sighs and midnight mornings, and they marked each other's heart as their own territory. I'll be reading another one from another book of mine. It's called She Writes the Universe, Poems from a Woman's Pen. This book too is available on Amazon. The name of the poem is Kyoto Dreams. This is a poem that I have dedicated to my son. I have a 6-year-old boy, and this poem uh, is dedicated to my son, Abir. Kyoto Dreams. If I was born in a village in Kyoto and you were born to me in the black and white era, through yukata clad streets we would stroll in a world of timeless charm where lanterns sway like fireflies and tea whispers soothingly calm. In the distant land, O son of mine, we would dance with joy and glee in the shadows of monochrome where our hearts alive and free. Amidst cherry blossoms, we would taste delights of wagasi sweet and rare, each candy a burst of fleeting joy, a moment to cherish, to share. With laughter echoing like wooden toys, as koi glides in a tranquil pond, our days would have bloomed like a fiery hibiscus in a garden forever fond. Together we would have savored sushi nights as the moon cast its gentle gleam, nigiri like pearls, delicate and divine, in this sepia tone, timeless dream. So, this was my poem. My next poem, the name of my poem is Shadows Through Thought. The sky fall upward in a quiet, soundless storm where clouds drift like unspoken words, weightless yet heavy with meaning. The stars tremble on the edge of sight, blurring the boundary between dream and sky, as if the universe itself were whispering secrets that only silence can hold. Shadows walk through walls of thoughts, slipping between the cracks of reason, flickering, formless, yet full of intent. They know the paths where light cannot follow, tracing the unseen contour of the mind, where time bends and folds into itself and moments become echoes fading into the soft murmur of the void. In this storm, there is no thunder, only gentle tremor of being, a world where every breath is a question and every step leaves no trace. Here, the edges of reality blur, and we, like shadows, walk through walls that were once too solid to break. My next poem is called I Am the Solitary Canary. I am a solitary canary, a tiny flash of gold in the dense jungle, while the hawks with their pointed beaks flood the air with their cries and seize control of the canopy as theirs. I sing from the obscure branches where the earth smells of rain and roots, and the vine encircle old trees. My song is like a stream moving through the undergrowth, soft, unnoticed by those who roar like thunder. They do not hear my melody, the whisper of leaves, the gentle rustle of a fern, the quiet hum of life that moves unseen. And even if they do, they disregard. They screech of conquest, of owning the sunlit treetops, blind to the shadows beneath where life thrives in silence. But I sing for the soil, for the deep roots and hidden seeds, for the creature who crawl unnoticed, for the green that grows in the dark. I'm heard by the jungle, the ancient, patient jungle that knows time is no longer than the cries who think they own it. I sing for the silent prowling of jaguar, the blinking owl in the moonlight, and the climbing and twisting vines that grasp for light without asking for permission. In the tangled undergrowth, life pulses unseen, unfettered, knowing its own way. And despite the hawk's cacophonous roar, I cling to the heartbeat of the jungle, where even the tiniest ant finds a home and freedom is not granted but lived. This forest will wake up one day and my song will fly free in the boundless mighty green where everyone is truly free. I am a solitary canary. So these were my poems. My I'll be reading a last poem. Okay. So this is the last poem for the evening. Thank you all very much for, for being here, for listening to my poems, and it's such an encouragement when readers, give value to poets. So my last poem for the evening is Autumn. Let us both fade away, one a bit faster than the other, but let us fade away. Like falling leaves in this autumn's cover, in the embrace of nature's sway, we will blend into puja's color, dance a timeless dance in the fading fragrance of the dhanuchi as life's eternal lovers. But for now, let us fade away. So these were my poems for the evening. I thank Prasanna as well as the Fertile Dreams again for inviting me for this solo recital. I'm deeply thankful. You all